Hi, Hal here, more space engineers, and today we've captured one of the little random things that spawn, random events, random encounters, and we're bringing it back to base. This is actually the second one of these that I've captured. So we're going to bring it back. I'm probably going to break it down for parts, but we have a lot of things going on over at the base, and I want to talk about some of that. But first, we have to get started. So let's go. So happy Monday, everybody. Hopefully you had a fantastic weekend and are having a terrific week thus far. Yeah, we that's gonna come to a complete stop there. Okay. So basically, for this thing, all I did is I grabbed a couple of parts to do two small ion thrusters, because I know that I had seen one of these show up before. So what I did is I ran out with thruster parts, figured out which direction it was traveling, completed the two thrusters so that we had opposing thrust, which allowed it to stop. Went back while I was waiting for it to stop. I came back to base, grabbed parts for two more thrusters, and then headed on over. So we now have one of these things. What I'm going to do with it, like I said, I'm probably going to end up breaking this thing down for parts. Okay, it's shooting at us. It's shooting at the meteors. Alright. As long as it's not actually shooting at me, that was my main concern. Alright. Because those turrets do like to just kind of randomly start attacking things. Let's grab a few more of these. We're going to get a little bit closer in here. And what this will allow us to do is the station will now actually repair this thing. I've gone ahead and I've already claimed everything, which is why I was able to get through the shield. The last time I captured one of these, I forgot to do the claiming. And when I got close to the shields, it sheared maybe a third of one of those solar array wings off. Yeah, it was entertaining, but not fun. Alright, so we're going to leave this thing here since it is at perfect speed of 0. You can see the Bob's already basically repaired most of this. So, yeah. Alright, well, thank you, Bob. Okay. Let's turn our regular things back on. Now, what have we been up to? Well, we've finished all of the arms, like we were talking about. We now have the claw-like fingers over each of these bays. I have actually installed a gravity generator, and it is located down in the lower walkway area up on the roof here. And at the 150 count, 150 meter block, that takes it to basically the door out on that outer ledge, or the outer arm, over to here. Somewhere around here. Just, yeah, so like about here. Which means there's only a very small section of the base where you don't have gravity, because we actually have gravity out to this point. And then you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 or so blocks without gravity. So not a bad thing. Now what we're going to do is I'm going to figure out where the gravity starts and stops here a little bit more precisely. And I'll put in LCDs. I'll have some panels that basically say, warning, entering no gravity zone or null gravity zone or something like that. But the big thing I was worried about, and the most important thing, is that entire middle spire, both upper and lower levels, have gravity. Now I've gone ahead and I've done my default thing of half a g of gravity. So it's 4.9, in this case negative 4.9 meters per second acceleration, because we have it mounted upside down. So you need negative gravity. But that does get that all taken care of. Now the other thing that we were able to do is, you can probably see it here, we actually have everything up there piped in for O2. And surprisingly, if we close off the areas that are open to space, it actually holds an atmosphere. So now I don't have it closed off currently. I did go grab quite a bit of ice, actually. I ended up grabbing almost 400k ice from one of these asteroids. I don't remember which one. I found some ice. I think it was over there. Oh, I don't remember. It was a couple of days ago, real time. So, yeah, it's all starting to bleed together. But anyway, the base is, you know, other than getting the interiors finished now, because I still need to put in the rest of the seats and desks and things like that, the control stations, and lighting. But the actual base itself, it's just this little segment and putting in windows over here, which is what we're going to work on right now. I'm going to do this fairly simply. We're going to actually just put all my stuff away again when I went to do that rescue. Keep forgetting. All right. See how. There we go. We're just going to grab... we'll just go ahead and grab it all. It's fine. Not like I'm not going to use it all eventually anyway. It's weird having gravity over here again. I am going to change you back. And yes, I know it's more of the boring beige white paint thing here. Yes, these will be colored. They will be I will change the way that they look. What I'm thinking is that each area will have its own color coordinated setup, so that you will know at a glance what section you're in, and you should be able to figure out very quickly where you need to go to get into someplace safer. Now, I don't know if this is actually gonna... Yeah, we're pretty good. So what I need to do is... Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So at 13, number 7 is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So you are going to be a single block. Where is my 1 by 7? And now the rest of you guys will be doubles. And so this is going to give you, you know, hopefully a rather spectacular view when everything is said and done. At least we hope so. Alright. Okay, so that's good. And what we'll do is we're going to put a walkway on the top of that to basically anchor everything. Because see, you can't anchor from this side. So if we have something that happens that separates anything starting from, you know, basically this end down there, that entire section of roof is going to be able to float away. Well, we don't want that. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and you should be the there, and just a couple of more. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to basically do the same thing down the middle of the aisle, because we're going to lose a spot here. What I'm wondering is, does it make more sense? I think we may just go ahead and do windows straight across. So if we just do that. Now I don't have this area piped up for oxygen yet, but we will we'll do that shortly. I'll show you. Dang it! You are the single block there. Okay. I'll show you what we did and how we handled that in the other locations, and what we'll do is we'll do the same here. And I'm thinking, I'm almost tempted to put in a blast door of some kind in here, but you know, the way I'm looking at it is the group that built this place had enough confidence in their shield technology that they didn't think it would ever be an issue, so we're not going to worry too much about it. So for you, you're going to go there, and I think we're going to do another one over here. Now the central tower is actually has two air vents on it, one on that side and one on that side. So when you get up to the top, the last row of stairs, there's an air vent on either side of the column. And let me see here. So that area has air, this area will have air. And I think, oh, you don't actually have air in here. So I can put a regular vent in. Turn on the light so you can see. So the question is do I want to put a... Yeah, I think we're just going to go ahead and put a vent in. Let's put a vent in right here. Because we're going to have a bunch of stuff that pipes in over here anyway. So if we go... Get rid of these for now. And we're going to have... you and yeah, there you go. You. At least I think that's how I want them. Let's check. This is the one thing I don't like about not having gravity out here. Yeah, that is the way I want them. Okay. Alright, so you are going depressurize, and you're going to be set to depressurize for right now. Now the idea is that this area is basically just a work location. The only time you're really going to be out here is if you need to come out and do some maintenance on like the turrets, or you need like basically a security hub where you may have one or two security officers out here, you know, keeping observation for you. Because you're always going to have people on watch. So anyway, we're just coming up with RP reasons to have all this stuff. Now, like I said, I am going to place LCDs in here so that we will have indicators like as you come through, it'll say warning, you know, zero gravity area or something. Just something that people that aren't familiar with the base layout will be able to be warned that you're going into a zero grav. Nothing worse than floating around or running around and realize you're suddenly floating. Okay, so now we're going to, yes, that way. There we go. Depressurize. Now, the last like 24 air vents that I've put in, I haven't named. So I'll have to go through and I'll do all of that off camera because it's going to be very tedious. But what I want to show you is these two spires, the lower areas that we've done. Because what we have is, you know, we now have this little observation area. Now I haven't finished this portion, but what I'm thinking I'm going to do is something very similar to what we did on the actual work area, where we'll have effectively bay windows on each of the three sides. So we'll have a bay window there, here, and here. Now I'm not going to actually put weapons at this location mainly because of the fact that we have a metric ton of weapons on either side of it. I may change that up and put something down here just as a defensive measure. Maybe put in a Gatling turret and have it set specifically anti-missile, anti-meteor, just to protect this area. Now the benefit is because of the way we piped everything in, I'm planning on mirroring what we have over there already. So we can actually put some turrets in over here if we decide we need them or want them later. So that's not an issue. One of the things that we can do, and I thought about doing, was having a turret here, basically knock this block out, put another conveyor junction in, and then put a turret on the end of it. And then that would help protect up here. Then we'd have another one down here protecting this side. It just gives us a little bit of dedicated anti-missile, anti-meteor defense, which is, as you can tell, sometimes very necessary and sometimes not. So it just depends on what the luck of the draw is and the way the system decides to handle the RNG for the day. All right, so this leaves us with really just one more section to do, and for this stuff I'll pipe in later. I've already got piping running in certain areas, and what we'll do is we'll splice into that network, which is something that I can do off camera, so I'm not going to worry too much about it. But we do now have connectors in each of the 4 main bays. I've got a connection set up where we can pipe things in, because I do think we're going to go with a more of a landing pad parking area over here. And so what I want to do is have a setup where we'll have I'll probably run this way along the central gangway.
Energy critical.
And then on this side we'll probably run it in line with the spire. And what that'll do is we'll have basically an area for just parking vehicles that are completely battery operated with no inventory needs over here. So basically just think of it as a general maintenance area. And then the actual parking, recharging, refueling for all of our utility craft will be over here. And we'll end up with fully piped in connectors. So that way we can charge them, we can recharge hydrogen, oxygen, import, or I should say transport things into and transfer them off of the ships. And then if necessary, it also gives us a place to park a slightly larger shuttle without needing to take up any of the major bays. Right. So now the only thing left to do is this segment here. So for the first portion of the segment, we're actually going to handle this as though it was 2 different structures. Let me see here really quick. We're going to grab you. All right, so we're going to place one door there, door here. So what we're going to do is we're going to replicate the gangway that we have over on the other side, the 3 block wide windows heading into this spire. So basically, if you look at the edge away from the asteroid, that is going to be mirrored on the edge heading towards the asteroid. Now when you get past, or when you get to that little hub area, that's going to change up the building style. We're actually going to use the heavy windows on that side, and I'm thinking I'm going to run a line of windows down the center of that to use as a skylight. The idea is that that area isn't so much for observation, it's basically just getting you to and from where you need to go. However, you still want a view, so that's the mindset on that. Right, so we've got our power back. Now, because you've already seen me do the 1 set of windows on that side, I am not going to reproduce that over here right now. We're going to handle that off camera. But we will go ahead and get this stuff in. Alright, so that gives us this area, and then, like I said, from here it's basically going to be... Oh, do I want to do this way? Yeah, I guess so, because that was where I set up all of that for, which is fine. Okay. Alright, so which way are you? You are the wrong side. You're the right. There you go. So we want you. And you are going to go there. Alright. All we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and get those in. That allows me to block all of this. And then from this side, we are going to do a couple more windows. You actually need to be over here. And you be over there. And now we can just basically run down the hallway here. And we go back. And so part of the reason why I want to do it this way is in design language, you want things to be consistent, but you also want to be able to clearly define the areas and spaces without having to like introduce, you know, just radical colors or giant shifts in architectural style. And so just changing up the windows in this location, but keeping everything else mostly consistent, allows us to achieve that and still keep it functional. And that's basically what we're going for at this point. All right, so I want you, and you are going to go that way. So you are going there, and you are going there. I mean, I guess I could technically put a door here and actually close this off, but I kind of like having that open up into something of more of a hallway. So now if we go here, we're going to go like this. And yes, I am intentionally not using the end blocks here. Mainly for a style choice, but yeah, like I said, this is not going to be anything overly complex. It's not meant, you know, it's not meant for GQ Space Edition or anything like that. This is really more of a, it's functional, but still looks okay. Actually, what I may do, let's see what that looks like instead. I want to see what that looks like. I actually like that better. I think that looks, because we don't end up with giant flat spaces. And yeah, that's good. Okay. Now we'll swing this around and then we'll replace those. And this is one of those situations where having the details of the blocks actually helps break up the monotony of the line that we have going on there. So now we have this like a little ridge area. We've got, you know, it looks like if you lost gravity, you'd actually be able to progress down here by doing hand over hand, getting out to where you need to go. So yeah, I'm liking the way that turned out. What I'd love to have. So I've been playing a lot of another game. If you've been watching the channel, you've probably seen it. In that game, they have a hatch that's a single, in this it would be a single block effectively, that would sit in the half block space, but allows you, it's like fully automated, it opens up and you can, I would love to have something like that here in the center of this room so that, you know, if something happened and you had to get into or out of the place, you could do that. I mean, there are hatch mods and I may actually have one. Let me see, do I have any of the hatches? I do have, oh, I do have that one, huh? So that one's surface, that's recessed, and that's mounted in the center. thinking we're going to use that. Alright, so let's go. Alright, we're going to do the same on all of these. And then for this one, I think we're going to need to use the centered. It's this one. Yep. That's funny. Okay. So I can have it so the hatch drops down, but I kind of wanted it so the hatch opened up. Alright, so if I want to do that then... Let's check. Let's see the other ones. Let's see. That would let me have it so that the hatch opens upward. I wonder if that'll hold it. I wonder if that'll hold the atmosphere if we go. If we go like so. And then we can't mount that one. Oh, I know what we can do. See, we're in that little buffer of 0G. Alright. So if we go with these guys, don't need those anymore. So if we do that and that, nope. How about instead of doing that, then we go you and you. Huh? Didn't I set that to half block? Interesting. Alright. Must not have. Right. So now the question is will this hold air? Hinges over there. I want the hinge that way. No, that way. Alright, so let us depressurize you on. We're going to close some of these up. Okay, depressurize this on there. That is a light armor block. Okay, so we're going to go like that. That's all done. That's all done. I'll have to check some of these lines to make sure that they're actually set up to close everything in. Because generally speaking, if you can see that seam, you may have issues there with airtightness. So all that's done, all that's done. You're all piped in. You're piped in. All right. Not sure how that happened, but okay. We'll work with it. That.
Energy low.
Okay, you don't like. I'm betting you don't like that. Oh, it's because metal grid's not done. That might be why. Production grids. Give me 1,000 of them. Wait for it to catch up, and it depressurizes, which means this now holds a seal. Okay. So we now have a completely sealed in base. And if I open this up, it stays pressurized, which is good. Because if I open that up, hey, look at that, it stays pressurized. Alright, so now, you guys, we're going to go ahead and start shutting some of the open spaces down. I need to put in lights, obviously. Alright. So now the only thing that we have left to do is this little area. Oh, antenna. That's usually a good ship. Let's go drop some stuff off. We'll recharge ourselves really quickly. Just drop all that off. Let's get some power. I want to check my my tank supply. My tanks are obviously low, so we will recharge those really quickly. But I want to go hit that antenna, I think, because I think that may be the ship that I like that has the missiles and uranium on it. So there's 2 or 3 ships that come up that are just that'll just show up as antenna, and one of them has, you know, the missiles and uranium and stuff. Okay, so that's done. I want to go over here really quickly, and we are going to go like so. We're going to say yes, tank. Alright. Off we go. So everything is inside the shield now. Awesome. I've gone ahead and all the uranium that we refined, I moved about 6K total into the escape ship, into the 3 small reactors. So it's about 2K in each one of those, and then everything else was split between what is currently 5 large reactors on the asteroid base. So they are also at about 2K each. So I can't say it was too bad of a recovery. All right. Which one are you? You look like you might be the one with all the uranium. Maybe. Getting a little closer. Oh, you're the good supply ship. I really like you. You're one of the supply ships that I'm actually considering taking over. You know what? Let me put that out to y'all. Let me claim this beast. I'll show you why I like it. Look at all these materials. And there's got a couple of missiles in there. But this thing's always got like a just crazy amount of stuff in it. This time it's actually not too crazy. I'm wondering if it got rebalanced. Or if I just got a really crappy draw, because it used to be this had, yes, it got a little uranium in it, but this one does have a large reactor on it. So refineries got a little bit of uranium in the small reactor. I thought it had a large reactor. Yeah, maybe. Oh, you know what? It does have a large reactor, but it doesn't have uranium in it this time. That's odd. I'm wondering if there is a variant on these, because one of these, oh no, you know what it is? It's not this one. There's another vehicle, there's another random encounter ship that has a similar layout that's got a large reactor in a heavy armor case, and that one's got like 600 uranium or something like that in it. But that's okay. We can still use this. So yeah, I'm gonna put this out to y'all. What do you think? Should we take it? Because I'm gonna go ahead and bring it to a stop. Get this whole thing somewhat close to the base so that we can protect it. Which means I'm going to need to bring over parts for 1, 2, 3. What parts are you missing? You might actually have the part. Oh no, you're going to need thruster components. So it may have the materials necessary to actually fix this thing. But even if it doesn't, we have the parts over at the base, so I'm not going to worry too much about the parts. But yeah, like I said, let me know. Should we take this thing in and turn it into a workable ship, or should we just go ahead and break it down for more parts, because we can always use more parts. So I'm going to leave this one here. That's the homework assignment for tonight. Let me know, and when we come back on Wednesday, we will figure out what's going on. All right. Now, because of the timing on this, when this video goes live on Monday morning, sometime Tuesday-ish is when I'll be recording Wednesday's video. So get your comments in as early as possible on this if you want to be counted in what we're doing with it. All right. So on that note, I'm going to get out of here. I want to thank you all for stopping in. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you hit that like button. If you're new to the channel, haven't done so already, you just want to do something nice for me today on this lovely Monday, be sure to hit that subscribe. And like I said, feel free to throw all your feedback and everything down in the comment section. I always try to read them. I do actually read every comment. I don't always reply to all comments. I do my best, but I'm only human, so. Anyway, I'm going to get out of here. Hope you all have a fantastic day. Enjoy the rest of your week, and we will see you back here next time for more Space Engineers. As always, folks, take care and be safe out there, everybody. All right, so if we do capture this, we're going to have to replace a bunch of stuff, but that's okay. Let's see if I can find some reference shots of what vehicle this is undamaged, and maybe put it all together in something. No. Still got a lot to do.